As I sit here surrounded by the memories of a lifetime, I'm reminded of the countless afternoons I spent wrapped in Grandma Aurora's warm embrace, her blue eyes sparkling like a summer sky, soothing my every sorrow with a hug that seemed to heal any pain. To me, she was an open book, transparent, honest, and full of joy. Her life was a testament to love, laughter, and the simple pleasures that make our existence worthwhile. But little did I know, that perception was about to shatter like delicate glass dropped on stone. It was the day after her passing, and our family had gathered at her old house, now a treasure trove of memories and heirlooms. As I wandered through the rooms, searching for something to hold on to, my fingers brushed against an old wooden box tucked away in a corner. It was dusty, with intricate carvings that seemed to whisper stories of their own. I opened it, expecting to find some forgotten trinkets or jewelry, but instead I discovered a worn leather diary, its pages yellowed with age. The moment I touched that diary, a shiver ran down my spine. It was as if I had stumbled upon a secret world, hidden in plain sight. The cover creaked as I opened it, releasing the scent of aged paper and forgotten moments. As I began to read, the familiar contours of Grandma Aurora's life began to blur, and I realized that I had only scratched the surface of her story. In those yellowed pages I found hints of an extraordinary life, one marked by forbidden love, sacrifice, and a lost treasure that spanned generations. It was as if she had been living a parallel life, one that I had never suspected existed. The more I read, the more I became convinced that this diary held the key to understanding the woman I thought I knew. As I invite you to join me on this journey, I warn you that the revelations that follow will challenge everything you believe about love, family, and the power of the human spirit. But I also promise that it will be a journey worth taking, one that will lead us to the very heart of what it means to live, to love, and to let go. So let's embark on this path together and uncover the secrets hidden within Grandma Aurora's diary. The story of her life and the lives of those she loved is about to unfold in ways that will surprise, move, and perhaps even transform you. In the late 1930s, nestled in the heart of America, lay the quaint town of Willow Creek. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, where the air was sweet with the scent of blooming wildflowers, and the sky stretched out in a canvas of endless blue. The town's simplicity was its charm, with dirt roads that wound lazily through the landscape, and homes that seemed to grow organically from the earth itself. It was here, in this peaceful setting, that young Aurora grew up, her spirit as free as the birds that sang in the morning. Aurora was a dreamer, with eyes that sparkled like the stars on a clear night, and a heart that yearned for something more. She loved to read, getting lost in the pages of old books that transported her to far-off lands and fantastical worlds. Her imagination was her best friend, and she spent hours scribbling stories and poetry in a small notebook, her pen scratching out tales of adventure and romance. Aurora lived with her family on a small farm on the outskirts of town. Her parents were hard-working folk, tilling the land from dawn till dusk, their hands rough but their love for their children unshakable. Thomas, her older brother, was a restless soul, with a passion for flying that burned bright in his heart. He spent hours poring over aviation manuals and dreaming of the skies. Then there was Lily, her younger sister, a gentle soul with a poetic heart, who saw the world through a lens of wonder and magic. The family was close-knit, their days filled with the simple joys of farm life. Mornings were spent tending to the fields, afternoons at school, and evenings under the starry sky, sharing stories and laughter. Despite the simplicity of their lives, there was a sense of contentment that pervaded their days. But amidst this peaceful backdrop, Aurora felt a subtle restlessness, a sense that there was more to life than the familiar rhythms of Willow Creek. It was a feeling she couldn't quite articulate, a whisper in the back of her mind that she couldn't ignore. As she walked through the fields, feeling the sun on her face and the wind in her hair, she couldn't help but wonder what lay beyond the horizon, what secrets the world held that she had yet to discover. And so, with a heart full of curiosity and a soul full of wonder, Aurora stood at the threshold of her journey, ready to take the first step into the unknown. As the seasons changed and the world beyond Willow Creek began to stir, the peaceful rhythms of the town were slowly disrupted. News of the war in Europe seeped into the community, initially a distant rumble that grew louder with each passing day. At first it seemed like a far-off storm, but soon the reality began to sink in. Thomas, Aurora's brother, was the first to be swept up in the excitement, his dreams of flying now tinged with the possibility of joining the military. Their parents, though concerned for their family's safety and livelihood, tried to maintain a sense of normalcy. Aurora, however, found herself caught between her romantic dreams and the dawning realization of a brutal reality. She began to question the world's justice, wondering how such devastation could unfold. It was during this time of growing unease that a stranger arrived in Willow Creek. Elias, a young man in a military uniform, walked into town one day, his eyes scanning the streets as if searching for something or someone. There was something different about him, a quiet confidence and an air of mystery that set him apart from the other local boys. When his eyes met Aurora's, a spark of curiosity flared to life. It was as if they had both been waiting for this moment, though neither knew what it portended. As they began to talk, Aurora found herself drawn to Elias's enigmatic presence, sensing that he carried a secret and an enigmatic past. Though he seemed to have come to Willow Creek by chance, Aurora felt an inexplicable connection to him, as if their meeting was fated. Little did she know, Elias's presence would draw her into a dangerous web where love and war were perilously intertwined. The tranquility of their lives was about to be shattered, and the course of their destinies forever altered. As the shadows of war deepened, and the world teetered on the brink of chaos, Aurora and Elias found themselves bound together by threads of fate, their hearts beating in tandem with the drums of war. The peaceful life they once knew was fading, like the last rays of sunlight on a summer's eve, and in its place a new reality was emerging, one marked by danger, sacrifice, and the enduring power of love. As the days turned into weeks, Aurora and Elias's clandestine meetings became a lifeline, a beacon of hope in the darkness that was slowly enveloping their world. They would steal away to the old barn, its rustic beams and hay-scented air a sanctuary from the prying eyes and ears that seemed to be everywhere. The sunflower field, with its towering stalks and bright yellow blooms, was another secret haven where they could lose themselves, if only for a few precious moments. Their love blossomed in these stolen instants, a flame that flickered with every kiss, every whispered promise. But amidst the beauty and the passion, the shadows of war grew longer and darker. Elias, with a look of haunted intensity, finally revealed to Aurora the truth about his presence in Willow Creek. He was a German scientist, a deserter who had fled the Nazi regime, driven by a desperate need to prevent a catastrophic secret from falling into the wrong hands. The artifact, a powerful encryption device, was his reason for being in the town, and Aurora soon found herself drawn into his quest. As they navigated the treacherous landscape of their feelings, they had to confront the very real danger that lurked around every corner. Nazi agents disguised as civilians began to appear in Willow Creek, their eyes scanning the streets and homes with an unnerving intensity. The air grew thick with paranoia and tension, and Aurora felt her world contracting, the familiar comforts of her family's farm and the town's rhythms no longer a shield against the gathering storm. It was then that Elias revealed the artifact's location, hidden in a secret, ancient labyrinth beneath the old church, a labyrinth left by his mentor, a clockmaker whose legacy was shrouded in mystery. With Aurora's help, they embarked on a perilous journey into the heart of the labyrinth, navigating its dark passages and ancient symbols. As they moved through the dusty, cobweb-shrouded tunnels, Aurora felt a transformation taking hold within her. She was no longer just a passive observer. She was now an active participant in Elias's mission, driven by a growing sense of courage and resourcefulness. The diary, her sole confidant, was filled with her fears, her love, and her determination to protect Elias and the artifact, no matter the cost. The stakes were rising, and Aurora knew that she was standing at a crossroads, torn between her love for her family and her love for Elias, between safety and sacrifice. The choices she made would forever alter the course of her life, and the lives of those she loved. As they finally stumbled upon the secret chamber deep within the labyrinth, the air was heavy with anticipation, the silence oppressive. The artifact, a small, intricately carved device, lay before them, its purpose and power still shrouded in mystery. But their moment of triumph was short-lived, as the sound of footsteps, growing louder with each passing second, signaled their discovery. Nazi agents, their faces twisted with malice, burst into the chamber, guns drawn, and the world around Aurora descended into chaos. The ensuing battle was a blur of fear, adrenaline, and desperation. Aurora's heart pounded in her chest as she dodged and weaved, using her knowledge of the labyrinth to evade their captors. Elias fought with a ferocity that bordered on madness, his eyes blazing with a determination to protect her, to protect the artifact. But despite their bravery, they were vastly outnumbered, and it was only a matter of time before they were overpowered. As Elias lay wounded, his eyes locked onto hers, and Aurora felt her world shatter. With a final Herculean effort, he pushed her toward the artifact, his voice barely above a whisper. "Take it, Aurora. Take it and never let it fall into the wrong hands." And with that, he made the ultimate sacrifice, his body shielding hers from the hail of bullets that followed. Aurora's escape was a frantic, anguished dash through the dark passages, the artifact clutched tightly in her hand. Tears streamed down her face, her heart heavy with grief, her mind reeling with the weight of Elias's sacrifice. The diary, her faithful companion, now seemed like a cruel reminder of all she had lost. Yet it was also a testament to their love, a beacon of hope in the darkness. As she emerged into the bright sunlight, gasping for air, Aurora knew that her life would never be the same. She had been forever changed by the love she had shared with Elias, and by the sacrifice he had made for her. The artifact, now a symbol of their love and his ultimate sacrifice, seemed to weigh heavier with each passing moment, a constant reminder of the promise she had made to Elias, to carry on his legacy, to ensure that his sacrifice would not be in vain. And so, with a steely determination burning within her, Aurora set out on a new path, one marked by danger, uncertainty, but also by a profound sense of purpose. Aurora stumbled through the darkness, her legs trembling beneath her as she clutched the artifact to her chest. The rain-soaked night air stung her face, a stark contrast to the warmth of Elias's presence, now irrevocably lost. She had to get home, had to find solace in the familiar, but her heart felt like it was shattering into a million pieces. The walk seemed to stretch on forever, each step heavy with grief. As she pushed open the door, a warm glow of light spilled out, and her family's voices, muffled and distant, reached her. They would ask questions, and she would have to lie, to shield them from the truth. The weight of her secret threatened to crush her. Her parents, concerned by her disheveled appearance, enveloped her in a warm embrace, but even their love couldn't pierce the armor of isolation she had built around herself. At the dinner table, she forced a smile, playing the part of the distraught but resilient daughter, all the while her mind wandered back to Elias, to the ache in her chest, and to the artifact that now seemed to pulsate with a life of its own. Alone in her room, she let the facade crumble. Tears streamed down her face as she opened the diary, her handwriting a jumbled mess of sorrow and confusion. The artifact lay beside her, a tangible reminder of Elias's sacrifice, and the promise she had made. With a newfound sense of purpose, Aurora began to study the artifact, poring over Elias's notes, seeking to understand its secrets. The local library became her sanctuary, a place where she could lose herself in books and research, driven by the need to unravel the mysteries of the artifact. Her parents noticed a change in her, a quiet resolve that seemed to harden with each passing day, but they couldn't fathom the depth of her transformation. Aurora's grief was a chasm, vast and seemingly bottomless, yet within it, a spark of determination had been kindled, a flame that would guide her through the darkness, and into a future marked by danger, uncertainty, and purpose. As Aurora settled into her modest apartment in the bustling city, she felt a sense of anonymity wash over her, a welcome respite from the prying eyes of Willow Creek. The sounds of the city, the hum of traffic, the chatter of pedestrians, provided a constant reminder that she was now just another face in the crowd. Her days blurred together in a routine of research and learning, as she pored over books, maps and documents in libraries and archives, seeking to unravel the mysteries of the artifact. Elias's diary remained her constant companion, guiding her through the labyrinth of codes and ciphers that seemed to hold the key to the artifact's true power. With each passing day, Aurora's skills grew, as she developed a keen eye for observation, a talent for discretion, and a knack for counterintelligence. She learned to decipher coded messages, to subtly evade surveillance, and to gather information in public settings. Her transformation from a grieving young woman into a resourceful and capable individual well underway. The memory of Elias's sacrifice drove her, a constant reminder of the importance of her mission. As she worked, Aurora's emotional resilience grew. her determination fueled by the knowledge that she was not just fighting for herself, but for the freedom of others. Yet, the Nazi threat loomed large, agents actively searching for the artifact, forcing Aurora to remain vigilant and constantly aware of the danger. She recalled a particularly tense encounter at a train station, where she had narrowly avoided detection by a suspicious individual, his eyes lingering on her for just a fraction of a second too long. The memory sent a shiver down her spine, but she pressed on undeterred. The artifact, now a symbol of her promise to Elias, seemed to pulsate with a life of its own, its true power waiting to be unleashed. As she worked tirelessly to understand its secrets, Aurora began to realize the enormity of her task, the weight of her responsibility, and the danger that lay ahead. Still, she pressed on, driven by a fierce determination to honor Elias's memory and to use the artifact to change the course of the war. With each passing day, Aurora's legend grew, not as a hero, but as a quiet, unassuming woman, driven by a sense of purpose and a willingness to risk everything for the greater good. As the war finally drew to a close, Aurora felt a sense of relief wash over her, like the gentle lapping of waves on a peaceful shore. Her mission, the reason she had carried the weight of the artifact for so long, was accomplished. The intelligence she had transmitted, encoded in the artifact's intricate patterns, had helped turn the tide of the war, frustrating enemy plans and contributing to the Allied forces' strategic victories. Though her role had been secret, her impact had been profound. In the quiet aftermath of the war, Aurora sought a new beginning, leaving behind the dangers and uncertainties of her past. She returned to Willow Creek, the familiar rhythms of the town a balm to her soul. There, she dedicated herself to helping others, using her experiences to support war-affected families and to build a stronger, more compassionate community. The artifact, once a burden, now a cherished symbol of Elias and her past, was carefully stored in a beautiful music box, its melody a reminder of peace and remembrance. As the years passed, Aurora grew into the wise, loving grandmother the narrator knew. Her eyes sparkling with a deep wisdom, her heart filled with a boundless love. Her past was a part of her, but it no longer defined her present struggles. Instead, it enriched her, allowing her to share her story, her laughter, and her tears with her granddaughter, the narrator. As they sat together in the garden watching children play, Aurora's life seemed simple, yet it was built upon extraordinary experiences and profound sacrifices. The diary, now a treasured family heirloom, revealed the depth of her character, a testament to the enduring power of love, sacrifice, and hidden legacies. And as the narrator looked back, she understood that Aurora's story was not just one of survival, but of transformation, a shining example of how even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, always a chance for redemption, and always a way to create a brighter future. As I sit here surrounded by the familiar comforts of our home, I hold Grandma Aurora's diary, a treasured family heirloom that has become a map to her soul. Reading her story, I feel like I'm unraveling the threads of a complex tapestry, threads that weave together the extraordinary and the ordinary, the heroic and the humble. I realize now that the stories she shared with me as a child, the tales of fairies and heroes, were more than just fantasies. They were metaphors for her own life, a life marked by courage, sacrifice, and love. Aurora's legacy is not just the artifact or her secrets, but the silent strength she embodied, the wisdom she shared through her stories, and the unconditional love she showed to everyone around her. As I reflect on her journey, I see parallels between her struggles and triumphs and my own life. I realize that her experiences continue to inspire and guide me, just as they have inspired countless others. The diary has become a personal treasure, a guide that helps me navigate life's challenges with courage and resilience. I'm grateful for the universal message that Grandma Aurora's story conveys, the importance of discovering one's own hidden stories and sharing them with others. Her life was a testament to the power of love, sacrifice, and hidden legacies, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, always a chance for redemption, and always a way to create a brighter future. As I look back, I understand that Aurora's story is not just a historical record, but a living, breathing entity that continues to inspire and guide me. And I hope that, in sharing her story, I can inspire others to do the same, to uncover their own hidden stories, to share them with the world, and to create a legacy of love, courage, and resilience that will continue to inspire generations to come. As I conclude Grandma Aurora's story, I'm reminded of the profound impact it has had on my life and the lives of countless others. Her journey, marked by courage, love, and resilience, teaches us that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope and always a chance for redemption. Her story continues to inspire and guide us, a testament to the enduring power of love, sacrifice, and hidden legacies. If Aurora's story has resonated with you, then its purpose has been fulfilled. But it doesn't end here. Her story continues through you, through your own experiences, and through the connections we make with one another. I'd love for you to be a part of this journey, to share your thoughts, and to connect with others who have been touched by Aurora's story. Please take a moment to like, subscribe to our channel, and share this story with those who might find it meaningful. And as you reflect on Aurora's journey, I invite you to consider this question. What secret do you think Grandma Aurora held dearest to her heart, and how can you apply the lessons of her story to your own life? Your thoughts and comments are a precious gift, and I look forward to reading them. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and may Grandma Aurora's story continue to inspire and guide you in the days ahead.